this is Wanda.
And this is Paula from Alanda Craft.
And today we're going to show you how to make Polygon coasters using Embird. So how to draft them out, digitize them, and sew them.
Yep, so this is what the examples, a few examples of what we've done. So you can see front and back, that's the front and the back. So we've got a satin stitch around the edge. And basically we've just used scraps. I mean, you can just use tiny little scraps because you can see each little square, a polygon, not a square, is quite small. So you don't need much to do this, and you don't actually need to cut these out either. And you'll see why when we get to the next stage of this, when we show you how this stitches out. So it's really quite simple to do. You need a bit of backing fabric here, some scraps and some thread. And also
some interfacing.
Yeah, so quite firm. You want a firm interfacing because these are coasters. You don't want them flop. See, they stand up straight. That's what you're wanting in your interfacing when you choose it. So a heavy, probably a heavyweight tear away. You want a tear away interfacing to do these. We have made them with batting as well, but it's not tear away, and you have to be real careful about cutting around the edges here when you finish. So that's the only problem with this. So a tear away is much better.
Because we have had one where we've cut too close, and actually here it is here, and the stitching has, of course, come undone.
Now
So
you can do a variation on this too. If you actually wanted to make a quilt, you could end up making a quilt with these. You just avoid doing the satin stitch around the edge, and you just don't put a backing on. See, this one doesn't have a backing. But yeah, you could potentially make a quilt out of these if you really wanted to. But yeah, we've just made them into coasters, so they've come out quite nice. So
let's get started, and we'll show you how to do this.
Firstly show you how it stitches out on the machine, and then we'll get in and show you how to actually digitize it using Embird. Okay, now we're going to get started and stitch this out. So as you can see, I've got the pattern on my embroidery machine here, ready to go. I've got a thread in the top and my bobbin thread, and they're the same colour. Make sure they're the same colour. This will work a lot better if they are. Okay, I have my hoop with the firm interfacing there. I have a backing fabric, and I have some scraps and a pair of embroidery scissors, applique scissors, and some basting spray or adhesive spray, some sort of temporary one. Warming it a little bit. Okay, so we get started. The first thing we want to do is turn our hoop over and attach our backing fabric on first. So put a bit of basting spray. You really don't need much of this. Spray it on. Put it on there. Spam it down a bit. Okay, and we begin. So what this is the outline, the first outline of this, and the reason for this outline is one, to hold the backing fabric on, and two, to provide an outline for when you put the little polygon scraps on. So I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so the machine stops for us there, and when we come to digitizing later, I'll show you all the stops that we need to do for this. So we remove the hoop, and what we want to do now is cut off this backing fabric. So get your scissors and you cut quite close to the thread stitch all the way around. And make sure you get as close as possible, because otherwise the satin stitch won't cover it. Don't worry too much if you happen to cut the thread, because there will be another stitch going over this all at the end. It will cover it. Okay, there we go. Sometimes I'll just tidy up if there's any loose threads as well on the back there, but other than that, that's good to go. So next step is to start. We come back to our colour change here. It shows us what we have to do next, so we need to do the middle polygon. So just grab a bit of material and spray it just slightly and pop that over the middle square here. So you can see now how I said before in the introduction how you don't need to cut these little polygon squares yourself, because all you need are the scraps and then you cut them around the edge here. It makes it so much easier, so you don't have to precisely cut anything. Okay, that's the first one done. So again, back to our little design on the screen here, and it shows that this is the next polygon that needs to be done. So choose another colour. Again, basting spray. Pop that on. We go again. And again, we remove it and do the same thing again, just cutting around the edge of each one. And just try to cut as close as possible. Okay, so you can see how nicely that's coming together already. So I'm just going to continue on now. I'll pause the video while I do this because you don't need to see every single one, and we'll come back once this is complete. Okay, so you can see that I've finished now all the polygon pieces, and I've cut around all the edges and also tidied up the back a little bit. I just tidy up any threads that are loose coming apart, sort of. I just clip them out. Okay, so now we're ready to go to the next piece. So if you come around to our design on here, basically what we're doing is all that feathering type stitch. I don't think it's a feathering stitch, but it looks like it in the middle there, and then all the outline. So that's the next step. Okay. Okay, we're done. Let's remove it. So what I do now is just obviously trim all the little threads here and there. Tidy it up. And also on the back, what I do is tidy it up there, because you'll sometimes get a lot of threads all over the place there too. So I usually tidy them up. I won't worry too much now, but I tidy that up. Remove it from the hoop. And then I just tear away the tearaway. There we go, and I spend a bit of time just getting that tearaway right out of there. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. So you can see how easy that was. Uses up all your scraps really nicely. So what we'll do now in the next video is show you how to digitize this with Embird.